Hey makers, this is Dhruvin and welcome to PowerApp's Model Driven App Step by Step series. You are watching 9th episode of this series, and in this session I am going to talk about one of the most interesting concept and which is the heart of this Model Driven App series, which is Business Process Flow. Business Process Flow is alternatively known as BPF. It is something which is responsible for your overall process in the model driven app. At the very beginning of this session series, I talked about how I am going to create this model driven app that in each stage some specific user fills specific information. Like let's say for an example, first of all HR comes into the picture and they will fill basic information of the employee. After that, IT admin will perform the task and make the checklist. Then the next stage is for manager, and at last stage when the new joinee join the organization, they will follow and perform some step. So this is the entire business process which moves from one stage to the end stage. So this is overall business process flow that we are going to cover throughout this particular session. So stay tuned till the end. One more important thing, I launched my own Instagram page where I am going to cover different short tips and tricks related Power Platform. So if you wanted to be a part of my Instagram family, do follow me on Instagram. The Instagram ID is available here or maybe in the description box. So do check it out. Also, one more important thing, that as you are watching this ninth part of this series, and if you wanted to move through the earlier sessions or future session, or you wanted to have the link for the entire playlist, the link is down below in the description box. Also, in future I am planning to extend this model driven apps with some advanced concept. So over that time when I launch the new video, I will post the link in the description box. So always check the description box for the latest information. So without wasting much time, let's get started with our amazing concept of business process flow. But before that, here is an intro. In our earlier sessions, we have discussed about how you can create your model driven power apps, and we have configured different views and form within our model driven app. Now in this session, I am going to talk about how you can create business process flow to define the process into model driven app. This is something which I was talking from the second episode of this series. The model driven app's heart is its business process flow. This makes our work very easier. At the very beginning, I explained you the steps that first of all, HR comes into the picture, then IT admin comes into the picture, then manager comes into the picture, and at last, employee comes into the picture. Now, how we can make this as a continuous process in model driven app? Let's talk about that thing in detail. So this is the basic form that we have created and we have configured. So you do not have any role based thing to perform in your enterprise, then you are good to go with this type of form. But you are following some process where one process is completed, after that another user comes and fill in the information. At the time the business process flow suits based for your organization. Let's talk more about that thing in detail. I have opened the same solution that we have created in our earlier session. Now let's define the business process flow. To define the business process flow, what you need to do here is you need to open your flow account. For that, just click on your URL and enter flow.microsoft.com. Once you click on My Flows, you are able to see an option Business Process Flow. Just click on that. Now from here, click on New and create the business process flow, and just provide the name of your business process flow. So I am providing my business process flow as employee onboarding business process flow, employee onboarding BPF. I am providing that name and choose a appropriate table on which you want to define that process. So we have created employee onboarding dataverse table. So I just wanted to define that process on top of that. So I'm selecting my table as employee onboarding. So let's go there and select employee onboarding table and just click on create. So this has created one business process flow. This is a very simple and straightforward user interface. Over here, first of all, it is showing you the name of your business process flow. You can change the name from here. You can add some description as well. From here, you can simply add the stage or different condition of your business process flow. From here, you can simply take snapshot, and over here you are able to see component and property section. Now, this is the middle section where we are able to see overall canvas. So first of all, let me explain you which type of thing we can achieve with business process flow. So first of all, over here you have an option to add a stage and condition, and in composition you can add different data step, any workflow you want to attach, any action step that you want to perform, or any flow step that you want to trigger on the step completion. So these are the different things you can do. Now let me just make this process simpler for you. So let me just open up the spreadsheet that we have defined into the second or third episode of this session. So we have decided that the first form will be filled up by HR, second is for IT admin, third fields are for manager, and the another one is for new joining employee. Now my overall business process covers four different stages, one for HR, one for IT admin, one for manager, and one for new joining. So what I need to do here is I need to define four different stages over here. To add the stages, what you need to do here is, this is the stage. You simply need to drag to add your stage. So I'm just adding my first stage as HR, and I'm just providing the name as employee information by HR, right? So my first stage is defined. Let me just apply. Then I need to go to the component and add one more stage. My second stage is IT admin, and just click on apply. Then need to add one more stage, and just provide the stage name as manager. Click on apply, and let's add one more stage. Click on add stage and add a stage for day 1 new joinee. Click on apply. So I just identified four stages. Now in all the stages I need to provide some sort of field that they need to fill in. For that, what I need to go here is I need to expand this detail section, and over here I just need to define those fields. For that, just go to the component section, and you can see the data step has already been added here, right? Like let's say for an example, if your requirement is somewhat different, you can attach flow or workflow as well, or you can add some actions to this process flow as well. But in my case, I just wanted to provide some sort of field to be filled in by each stage. So I will add those data steps over here. So let me select this data step, and my data field that I wanted to fill in here is, let me just open up my Excel spreadsheet. So for HR, they need to fill in this many of green fields. right? So let me just open up this Excel into my another window and let me add all of those data steps over here. So for HR I need employee name, so I'm selecting this, going here, selecting employee name, click on apply. So the first stage has been added. Now second step is add data step, and over here click on plus and select designation. You need to add each individual field that you wanted to have. Then also one more important thing, here you can make the field required or non-required as well. So I just wanted to make this employee name as required, and sequence number, first sequence it is, so it will show as a first position, this is showing as a second position. I wanted to make designation as well as required, so let's make it third data step. I want to add employee type, click on plus, employee type. I wanted to make that as required, click on apply. Then add one more data step, click on plus, and then date of birth. Then I wanted to have email, make it required, click on apply. Add one more data step, phone number, click on apply. Add more data step, emergency contact email. Then add one more data step, manager email, click on apply. Then interview start date, interview end date, date of joining, number of leaves. No, date of joining I do not need because it's a calculated column, so let's just remove that. And number of leaves is something which is also calculated column, so I do not want that input from the end user. So I have configured almost every field for the HR. Now let's just save our flow. Now let's just save our business process flow. Now let's define the field for the second step, which is employee onboarding for IT admin. Now in IT admin, first of all we need this many of yellow fields, like is account required, VPN allocated, device setup, corporate email, and admin notes. So let's configure those properties. Is account created, that is required. Add a data step. Is VPN allocated, that is also required. Is device setup, that is required. Corporate email, this is required. And then there is a field admin notes, and that is non-required. Let's save this thing. We are good. Now let's go with employee onboarding manager field. So for manager we do have only two fields, so those are business unit and project information. So let's go with that. First one, which is business unit, and second one is project information. Click on apply, and let's move to the last stage, that is employee onboarding new joinee stage. But before that, let's save this. Over here we need to provide 4 different fields, which are this one: information verified, induction completed, leave balance check, and biometrics done. So let's add those fields. Is information verified? That is required. Then is induction completed? It's required. Is leave balance checked? And biometrics done. Click on apply. Right? Now just save everything. So our business process flow has been configured successfully. Now it's time to validate this business process flow, and there is no error in the validation, right? Now let's just activate this business process flow so that can be applicable to our form. So let's click on activate. If you do not activate this business process flow, that will not work. And this action will attempt to activate process you have selected. Yes, absolutely. Just activate that. And here we are. The business process flow has been activated successfully. Now, let's test this business process flow by adding that to our model driven app. In my next part, first of all, we will add this Power Automate business process flow to the solution, and then we will attach that business process into our model driven app. So stay tuned to my next session. Meantime, if you have any question, feel free to add your question in the comment section. And also, one more important thing, this business process flow is another huge topic. So if you feel that you should also learn this business process flow in depth, and I should prepare some another step-by-step series specifically for business process flow by covering this flow step and workflow action, please feel free to add your suggestion in the comment section so I can prepare the another step-by-step series for business process flow as well. If you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. I am uploading regular content on Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, Teams and SharePoint every day on my channel. So make sure that you hit subscribe to never miss any updates from my channel. If you are interested for training and consultancy, here is a website. Click on that. From here, go to the contact page and send me your query over there. If you are interested to follow me on different social media handles, click on this link. It will redirecting you to this page. From here, you can connect me on my different social media handles. I recommend everyone to follow me on Twitter and Instagram to never miss any other post from me. I recommend everyone to follow me on Instagram because this is the platform where I am uploading different short tips and tricks related Power Platform in form of post, reels, IGTV and much more. And even during weekend we are doing some interesting activities on Instagram. So do follow me on Instagram to never miss any updates. If you are interested for audio podcast, then this is the podcast channel where I am uploading different audio podcasts related Power Platform. You can listen your favorite podcast on your different podcast platform like Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify and much more. If you are interested to follow me on another short channel related Power Platform, then follow me on Digital Dhruvin. Subscribe that channel and show your love over here as well. With this is Dhruvin signing off. See you in the next session with some amazing content. Till then, have a great day. Goodbye.